Hugo,
Yes, Uncle Maximo.
do you remember where my rags to riches life story left off? It all started with a job at Las Colinas. I told you about my big promotion and Julia and I getting together. But there's still so much more I haven't told you.
Dad?
Shall we?
Do I have a choice?
No.
Hi, guys. How are you this afternoon?
Good. How are you?
Good. Love, love, love the show. It is, fans everywhere are so happy it's coming back. I was telling Enrique earlier, 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. How do you guys feel about the response to the show?
It's awesome. I think that, everybody I have met who's seen Acapulco loves Acapulco. And so we take great pride in the fact that it speaks to people, that people respond to the tone and the joy and the specificity and the energy of the show. And I think all the things that we were trying to do in the beginning, I think that the audience sees and understands it and appreciates it. And the fact that it's kind of global, that's something that I think is kind of unique for this show, unique for us, that it is a show that plays in America, but also in Latin America and everywhere else. So getting to meet people from all different cultures that all have the same similar kind of reaction to it, it just shows that no matter what the story is you're telling, if you're talking about universal themes and ideas, it doesn't matter where you're from or what culture you're from, they're universal.
It is. And you know what's so interesting about you mentioning how universal the show and how it's globally loved is I noticed that a feature of this show in this digital age, this is never far away. You can't scroll watch this show. You have to watch the show to get, the translations, the captions on screen. Was that a purposeful choice? Did you make that choice on purpose so people could really focus on the show?
No, that's genius that you're saying that, though. I mean, the intention was to be authentic. So the intention was if you have two Spanish-speaking characters in a room, they're going to be speaking Spanish to each other. That's what would happen in real life. So that was really the intention. And we made a rule in the show from the very beginning that was established that if you are by the pool, if you are around American tourists or guests in the hotel, if you are public facing, then you will speak English. But if you're in the cafeteria, if you're home with your family, if you're walking down the street, most of the time you're going to probably be speaking your native tongue. And so that was always by design of let's make this show feel real and truly bilingual. But I think a great byproduct is what you said.
You have to pay attention. So listen, I know that the show is loosely based on the film How to Be a Latin Lover. What was it about that project that made you think it would be successfully translated to the small screen? And what elements did you include to make sure that that transition was successful?
Sorry, I'm answering all the questions.
I love it. Yeah, this is a Winsberg.
The elements that they came to me with for the show. So I was under a deal at Lionsgate, and Lionsgate controlled the movie. And I think it was probably Eugenio's idea that said, I've made this movie, let's turn it into a TV show that's an origin story of him working at this hotel. And I'll be telling the story in the present day. So that's kind of what they came to me with, to craft that out into a world. And then I just felt, after watching the movie and understanding it, wanting to make that character a very aspirational character and wanting to make that character complex and three-dimensional in different ways. It was really just sort of going back to my own inspirations, TV shows like The Wonder Years and movies like The Flamingo Kid. When I start to think about, things that take place at a hotel or a resort, that kind of thing. And what is the chemistry and the alchemy of that? And so it was really, once we landed on the idea that Maximo is this optimist in 1985, who's really trying to do all this to create a better life for his family, that it's not just a joke, that this is real, and that we're talking about the haves and the have-nots, that we're talking about people who don't always get an opportunity, getting the greatest opportunity of all time, but at what cost? And what if his mom doesn't approve of it? And just sort of making it complex and nuanced. And then the other big thing is, if Eugenio is leading this and telling the story in modern day, how do we make that character really complex and interesting? And I think the idea that in 1985, he's just excited to be a pool boy. And then in the present day, he's a billionaire, but he's got remorse and he's unhappy. You get to have a lot of story within that of how did he make his money and what has he done in his life where he has all these regrets. And then you get to fill in the pieces of that. And I think once we locked in on that, that's really where the show started to come to life.
Yeah, it's a really fun ride. Listen, I want to thank both of you guys, because with everything going on in the world today, things can feel very heavy. This is a light show. It's full of loving, warm moments. And I just want to thank you for sharing this with the world.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.